Hello friends, welcome to the discussion on IS governance, and this is part 3. As you know, in the part 1 and part 2 of this video, we have already discussed various concepts about IS governance, but as there is some change in format of questions in various examinations, case study based MCQs are being asked. So in this part 3 video, we shall discuss some case study based MCQs based on the concept discussed in part 1 and part 2. So let's start. Friends, before discussing further, let me remind you that in this channel there are more than 100 videos related to C6 paper, and these videos are related to IS governance, IS security, business continuity plan, disaster recovery plan, SDLC, then also IT handbook, IT manual, IT Act, Aadhaar Act. So I have given all this playlist name and also link. You can also get the link in my description below, and if you want, you can just click on the playlist channel and you will find all these video of the topic at one place. Hope you will avail the benefit. Well, this is the first case study. RK Retail Limited is a retail chain selling laptops, smartphones, smartwatches, wireless earbuds, gaming keyboards, and premium monitors through physical stores and also on online platform. The CEO of the company announced an ambitious digital transformation project worth rupees 80 crore to modernize its operations. The IT department of the company selected a cloud-based ERP system after discussions with a technology vendor, but without consulting the business department heads. The IT steering committee of the company met only once at the beginning of the project and never reviewed project milestones thereafter. The Chief Information Officer approved most project decisions independently. After implementation, the inventory module failed to reflect actual stock levels in the stores. Customers ordered products online that were actually not available physically. The sales department complained that the actual and basic business requirements had been ignored. The project cost exceeded the approved budget by 35% and implementation was delayed by 6 months. The senior management argued that the IT team had selected the latest technology and therefore had done its job successfully. Later on, an IS auditor was asked to review the project. So this is a case study. Now we shall discuss some MCQs. Friends, now you can purchase your required goods while watching this video. इस वीडियो की लेफ्ट बॉटम पार्ट में आपको एक लिंक मिलेगा एंड आप इस लिंक में क्लिक करके कोई भी ई कॉमर्स साइट को जा सकते हैं और दैट ई कॉमर्स साइट जैसे कि फ्लिपकार्ट हो सकता है, मिंत्रा हो सकता है, पर्पल हो सकता है, जाके आप आपका मनपसंद चीज जैसे कि शूज, मोबाइल, ड्रेसेस, होम डेकर्स, कंप्यूटर्स, इवन ग्रोसरीज आप परचेज कर सकते हैं. एंड मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट इज this purchase is with no extra cost, but this purchase will have a great help to this channel. So I hope you will avail this facility. What is the most significant governance failure in this case? The Chief Information Officer approved most projects. The IT department selected a cloud-based ERP system. Business requirements were not aligned with IT strategy. Budget exceeded the estimates. So the most significant governance failure is business requirements were not aligned with IT strategy. So the primary purpose of the IT governance is to ensure that IT system supports business objectives. जो IT system एक्वायर किया जाएगा, it should be to support or promote the business activities. वो एक्चुअली IT गवर्नेंस का मेन काम है. So the root cause problem was failure to align business requirements with the IT strategy and project implementation. Which body should have continuously monitored project direction, costs and schedules? Chief Executive Officer, Project Team Leader, IT Steering Committee or the vendor? It is IT Steering Committee. So IT Steering Committee का मेन रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कि वो प्रोजेक्ट का मॉनिटर करे, उसका प्रोग्रेस कितना हुआ, बजट कितना खर्चा हुआ, वो जो बिजनेस ऑब्जेक्टिव है वो एक्चुअली आईटी सिस्टम के साथ अलाइन हुआ है कि नहीं है, उस सब को मॉनिटर करना आईटी स्टीयरिंग कमेटी का काम है. Which of the following will be the best recommendation by the IS auditor to improve future projects? Purchase better servers, increase project budget, hire more programmers or mandate active business user participation throughout development. So the best recommendation shall be mandate active business user participation throughout the development. क्योंकि जो भी सिस्टम, जो भी सॉफ्टवेयर तैयार होता है, इट विल बी यूज्ड बाय द यूजर डिपार्टमेंट. सो प्रोजेक्ट डेवलपमेंट का ईच स्टेज में जो यूजर है उनको एंगेज करना जरूरी है. देन ओनली द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ द सिस्टम विल बी सक्सेसफुल. Should have been reviewed fast when developing the IT strategy. Cloud technology roadmap, business plan and objectives, existing hardware capacity or vendor proposals. It is business plan and objectives. क्योंकि किसी भी बिजनेस का मेन एम इज टू प्रमोट बिजनेस. उसका प्लान क्या है, वो कैसे एनहांस करेगा उसका परफॉर्मेंस. सो बेसिक ऑब्जेक्टिव इज द एनहांसमेंट और ग्रोथ ऑफ द बिजनेस. सो जो भी आएगा आईटी स्ट्रैटेजी, इट मस्ट बी बेस्ड ऑन दिस बिजनेस ऑब्जेक्टिव. Which statement by senior management indicates poor IT governance understanding? Senior management argued that the latest technology was available. Steering committee met only once. The chief information officer approved most project decisions. The IT department selected a cloud-based ERP system. So it is senior management argued that the latest technology was available for these purposes. So the basic concept here that latest technology is not important, the business requirement is important. If any latest technology is not promoting the business objective, टेक्नोलॉजी का कुछ भी मायने नहीं रखता है, देयर इज नो मीनिंग. सो द टेक्नोलॉजी शुड बी सपोर्टेड properly to achieve the business objective. As the senior management told that they have acquired latest technology, उसका मतलब है कि they have no clear idea about IT system and its management. Now we shall discuss the second case study. RK Secure Bank sells digital banking products through mobile apps and online channels. Customers use smartphones, tablets, biometric devices, and token-based authentication systems. The bank outsourced its security operations center to a third-party vendor. The vendor's analysts were given temporary access to sensitive systems. User accounts were created manually without expiration dates for these vendors. Some vendor accounts remain active even after consultants left the project. The contract contained strict penalty clauses for security breaches and required VPN connectivity. However, no process existed for periodic review of the access systems. The vendor was also allowed to define certain security standards and operating procedures. The senior management believed that by outsourcing the responsibility for information security is of the service provider. But later on, when an IS auditor was asked to evaluate the security arrangement, it pointed out several deficiencies in this security system. So this is the second case study. Now we shall discuss some MCQs based on these case studies. Which control would have been most effective for temporary vendor access? VPN access only, penalty clauses in service level agreement, annual review of accounts, or user IDs with expiration dates and least privilege access. It is user IDs with expiration dates and least privilege access. So जब किसी वेंडर को दिया जाता है एक्सेस टू द सिस्टम, नॉर्मली उनको दिया जाता है टेम्पररी अकाउंट्स. टेम्पररी अकाउंट्स का मतलब क्या है? उनका जो अथॉरिटी एक्सेस करने का कुछ टाइम के बाद ऑटोमेटिकली एक्सपायर हो जाएगा एंड उनको जितना कम प्रिविलेज दिया जाए इतना अच्छा है, क्योंकि दिस विल रिड्यूस द रिस्क ऑफ लिंगरिंग एक्सेस राइट्स. सो दिस विल द बेस्ट कंट्रोल. Which responsibility should always remain within the organization? Accountability for corporate security policy, log analysis, security monitoring system, or incident response activities. It is accountability for corporate security policy, क्योंकि accountability for any information security should not be outsourced. मैनेजमेंट हर टाइम में रेस्पॉन्सिबल होगा. जो किसी टाइप का प्रॉब्लम होगा, इशू होगा, उसके लिए रेस्पॉन्सिबल इज मैनेजमेंट, क्योंकि आउटसोर्स एजेंसी को ओनली ऑपरेशनल फंक्शन दिया जाता है. What is the greatest risk arising from inactive vendor accounts? Increased licensing costs, unauthorized access to systems and data, vendor dissatisfaction, reduced network performance. So the greatest risk is unauthorized access to systems and data. So जब डोरमेंट अकाउंट किसी भी सिस्टम में रहेगा तो देयर विल बी टू टाइप्स ऑफ risk. One is this dormant account may be exploited by the attackers, or this dormant account may be misused by the former contractors, and this may lead to unauthorized access to the system and data. Which governance misconception exists in this case? VPNs are expensive. Outsourcing transfers accountability for security to the vendor. Security standards do not require documentation. Access reviews are not important. So the misconception is outsourcing transfers accountability for security to the vendor. So the fact is that the accountability for security is always with the management or senior management. Only the operational activity is transferred to the outsourcing agencies. So outsourcing agency is never accountable for any security. It is the management or governance is actually accountable for any security. What should have been established first while creating the information security program? Purchase access control software, assessing the risk by conducting penetration testing, hire consultants, adopt a corporate information security policy. So the first step is to adopt a corporate information security policy, because a formal corporate security policy provide करता है the basic foundation for standards, procedures and controls. So this is the first step. This is the third case study and also last case study in this video. RK MedTech Innovations manufactures healthcare equipment and sells medical tablets, barcode scanners and IoT enabled diagnostic devices. The organization recently implemented a centralized information system. During a ransomware incident, confusion arose regarding who owned critical data and applications. Database administrations granted access rights based on email requests. Department heads assumed that the IT department owned the data because it maintained the servers. No formal data ownership policy existed in the department. As a result, employees from multiple departments gained access to sensitive patient records. The IT steering committee focused mainly on approving budgets and rarely discussed risk management or business alignment. Senior business management had never formally established the organization's acceptable risk level. So this is the case study. Now let us discuss some MCQs. Should be responsible for maintaining proper control measures over information resources? Database administrator, security administrator, data and system owner, or system operator? So it is data and system owner, because business owners are responsible for defining access requirements and control measures. क्योंकि the owners only know what is the business risk and what is the sensitivity of data. On that basis, द बिजनेस ओनर्स प्रोवाइड करता है व्हाट इज द एक्सेस रिक्वायरमेंट्स एंड व्हाट आर द कंट्रोल मेजर्स टू बी अडॉप्टेड. What is the greatest risk of inadequate data ownership definition? Unauthorized modification or deletion of data, no ownership of data, increased storage costs, user accountability cannot be established. So the greatest risk is unauthorized modification or deletion of data, because there is no clear ownership. Nobody is responsible for maintenance of security of this data. So there is every possibility that there will be unauthorized access and modification of data and also deletion of data. So this is the greatest risk if there is no clear ownership of data. Who should establish the organization's acceptable risk level? Senior security officer, senior business management, IS auditor, or database administrator. It is सीनियर बिजनेस मैनेजमेंट. सो किसी भी बिजनेस का रिस्क टॉलरेंस क्या है, मतलब कितना रिस्क बिजनेस एक्सेप्ट कर सकता है, दिस इज डिसाइडेड बाय द ओनर ऑफ द बिजनेस और द सीनियर बिजनेस मैनेजमेंट. सो रिस्क एपिटाइट एंड रिस्क टॉलरेंस आर बिजनेस डिसीजंस and must be determined by the senior management or the business owner. Which responsibility is most appropriate for the IT steering committee? Daily system administration, granting user access rights, conducting vulnerability test, or monitoring major projects and IT plans. It is monitoring major projects and IT plans. The steering committee provides governance oversight, so its main function is to monitor major projects and providing IT plans. So it is not responsible for operational management like daily system administration, granting user access rights, and conducting vulnerability test. So answer is monitoring major projects and IT plans. What would be the most effective corrective action that shall be recommended by the IS auditor? Purchase advanced cyber security tools, assign formal data and system ownership with accountability, increase server capacity, or outsource database administration. So इस केस स्टडी में हमने जो दिखा है वीकनेसेस इन गवर्नेंस, उसको करेक्ट करने के लिए आईएएस ऑडिटर का बेस्ट रिकमेंडेशन क्या होगा? What would be the most effective corrective action by the IS auditor? Purchase advanced cyber security tools, assign formal data and system ownership with accountability, increase server capacity, outsource database administration. So the best recommendation for corrective action by the IS auditor is assign formal data and system ownership with accountability. Because इस गवर्नेंस का जो वीकनेस है उसका रूट कॉज होता है कि देयर इज नो क्लियर ओनरशिप टू एस्टेब्लिश अकाउंटेबिलिटी, एक्सेस कंट्रोल and risk management responsibility. So the auditor should recommend to assign formal data and system ownership with accountability. Friends, I hope this video is beneficial to you, and if so, Please don't forget to give a like to this video. One like to this video is just a click for you, but it will provide great encouragement to the creator to create more such videos. थैंक यू, फिर मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. बाय बाय.